One of the most important skills that an engineer or anyone related to these fields in STEM that we've been studying in Project Lead the Way is being able to measure something with accuracy and precision. And that's going to be the focus of our work for the next couple of weeks. Our first focus is going to be really learning how to use a ruler the very best and right way. Sometimes using a ruler is really simple for people. They've had a lot of practice with it. They've done a lot of fraction thinking before. And so this comes quickly and easily to them. For some people, it's very new. Like measuring to a whole inch isn't too tricky. Like to know that this might be right about 4 inches long. That's easy. But then if I want you to measure to something that's more precise, to one of these little hatch marks in between, sometimes that can get hard. So this week, we're really learning how to read a ruler down to at least a 16th of an inch. You do need something to measure with to do the work this week. So you could use a ruler if you have one with you. I sent one home in your folder that last day of school. What was that? Back in March, a month ago. So it was a paper ruler that I laminated. If you even have like a tape measure from out in a garage, that could work too. We have different tools that we can use to measure. If you don't have anything, I need you to email me and I will send another paper ruler to you in the mail. Having access to that over the course of the next couple of weeks is going to be really important. And so we all need to have something that will work as a measurement tool. So please be sure that you email me if you don't have one. To start today, I want to talk just a little bit about this. This is an introduction slide deck. I'm not sharing this whole slide deck with you, but we're thinking about accuracy and precision so that we're staying true to the actual size of objects. If something is accurate, then it's right. So if I say that an object is 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches, then I'm going to have something that will kind of fit in the palm of my hand. If it's 2 feet by 2 feet, it's going to be much larger. It's going to be something that's going to sit on top of a table. It's going to be a box so big that if it's heavy, somebody else is going to have to help me carry it. So we have to be accurate both in our numbers and also in our units of measurement. And precision, precise, means how precise does the measurement have to be? If I'm cutting wood to build a house, I need a different level of precision than if I'm building the inside electronic systems of an iPhone. For the interior calibrations of these types of measurements, you've got to be incredibly precise to the 1,000th of an inch sometimes. To build a house, you still have to be precise, but you're looking at like to the 1/8 of an inch to a 16th of an inch. So there are different levels of precision for the different type of work that we do. That's what we mean when we talk about accuracy and precision. To be accurate is to be true. To be precise is to be down to like the smallest line that's needed to finish a job. Does that make sense? It's hard to do these videos and ask you, does that make sense, when you can't answer right away, but we're going to get used to it. To measure the dimensions of an object, you can use a ruler with both measuring systems. So first we're going to start with US customary, U.S. standard, it's sometimes called. We're going to be measuring in inches to begin with. My ruler also has the metric system on the other side, and it's got centimeters on this side. We'll get into metric in about 2 more weeks. Metric is easier, so we're starting with U.S. customary because sometimes that's harder to wrap our head around. So if you're unsure if your ruler is U.S. standard or metric, just kind of look with me. My 3 fingers together are about 2 inches. And yours are probably close to the same. But if I'm on a centimeter side, my 3 fingers are about 5 centimeters across. So just know what you're looking for, know what you're looking at. We're definitely starting with this. In both systems, the little lines between the numbers are called hatch marks. Oops. Down, down, down. So you can see it here. There's a series of hatch marks. One other detail before we get started today is that when you're measuring something, you've always got to line it up, not with the end of the ruler itself, but with that first hatch mark. Do you see that? So if I want to measure the length of this remote control, which I'm going to be doing here in a moment, then when I do, I don't line it up with the end of my ruler. I line it up with that first little hatch mark. You see the difference? So be mindful that that's a little bit of space that is there on almost everything that we work with. Like even on my, well, I don't know, this tape measure doesn't really have a lineup. The end of this is actually the beginning of my first inch. So just pay close attention to what you're using to measure and make sure that your object lines up with the starting hatch mark, not with just the end of the ruler itself. Today, you are going to be going here and clicking this green arrow to get to this tutorial. And this is going to be a lot better than what I've just been saying to you for the last couple of minutes. It's a really useful set of examples and then questions to get your feedback. So as you do the tutorial, if you have questions, reach out to me through email and I'll help you out. Thank you.